Okay, so in front of me, you're looking at the Lippert FlowMax 40-volt portable power cleaner. This is kind of a portable pressure sprayer. Very cool. I featured this in another video. It was kind of the initial video where I was using a couple, I think there were 16-ounce bottles of water to see how far I could get, and I couldn't really get very far. But this time I brought a little bit more water with me, a bit over a gallon, and I am going to use this really cool, completely cordless. It's not hoseless, it's just cordless, so you still have to have a water source to siphon from, and that's what that's for. And I'm going to try to clean up the tires, wheels, and the landing gear a bit because they are super, super nasty. So let's go ahead and get this thing connected and start cleaning. Now it comes with this little soap container where you can put your cleaning detergent inside of here, and it attaches to the bottom of this like that, and then this would attach to the end of this or directly off of here. So you don't have to use this extension if you don't want. I could connect this directly to here. It's a bunch of quick connects, and you have little buttons on top to be able to release it. So it's very convenient. I mean, the setup is extremely simple. It's kind of one of those things when you get a pressure washer out or you bring one with you, you have to figure out how you're going to power it. You got to figure out how you're going to route your hose. You have to figure out where you're going to run your power from. And then you got to get everything connected, and typically it's going to require a screw-on type hose connection, which can be a pain. But with this, it's just so simple. As long as you have a water source, even if it's a bit of water, you can get pretty far with it, and it kind of eliminates that stress of getting all the stuff out with a pressure sprayer, or even bringing one out to your RV, because typically you'd have to connect it to one of your outside power outlets, which would require you to run a generator, have shore power, or you could connect it to shore power, I suppose. And a lot of RV parks frown on that. They don't want you using their water to clean your RV. But you know, with this, I have my own water source. This isn't very loud at all. It doesn't use very much water, and it gives me the ability to do a little task like this, hopefully. So we're gonna see how it does on these really, really dirty tires. A lot of this is the residue from when they mounted the tires. If you saw that video where they used their, I guess that kind of soapy material or greasy material to help seat it. But we're gonna try to clean it up now. Okay, so we're connected, and I just wanna show you how easy this is. You're disconnected, you're connected. Quick connect, very, very convenient. I got the other end already sitting in here. I anticipate it'll probably use that water up relatively quick, but let's see how it does. The huge perk of this is the fact that it comes with twin 40-volt batteries. So a lot of things like this only come with one battery. The fact that you get two of them plus a charger, pretty nice. Okay, let's see how it works. Let's see. I figure it's probably going to take, about 10 seconds to get the water flowing through. It's not super high pressure, but it's definitely enough to get most smaller jobs done. Oh, pulled out over here. I'm not sure if it has a clip or something to hold it onto whatever you're siphoning it from, like a little clip like right there, but it would be nice if it doesn't have one. Maybe I just misplaced it if it did. Get that in there. That's the only problem you really have, is getting the hose situated in a way that it'll still work. So I have it pinched off a little bit there. Let's see if it still works. It's working. Just keep in mind, it's not super powerful. It's taking a little break from where I wedged it in there. There we go. It's getting it all off. Let's try the landing pad right here. Oh yeah. Definitely working. Nice thing about it being, you know, relatively low pressure is the fact that it doesn't use a heck of a lot of water, which is nice, but it also has a much lower likelihood of damaging or getting water into your RV when you're using it. I gotta admit, this is actually super convenient. I've used about half the water I had in here. I'm gonna move it over to the other side of the RV and finish off that side. Well, that's just about all the water I got, but I was pretty much able to do everything I wanted to do. Wasn't able to do the front landing gear, but I was able to clean the tires off, clean the snap pads and the landing gears off, as well as the actual arms themselves, off of half a container of water. And this is a 3-gallon container, so I used about 1.5 gallons of water and was able to actually accomplish quite a bit. Let's see if there's anything else left in here. Very little bit. And there's still some water in here. I could probably shift it a little bit and get a bit more out of it if I do this. So let's see how that works. Give it a second. It's trying. There's some air in the line, so just trying to work all of that out. Here we go. Just using the rest of the water in the lineup. There we go. That's all of it. Works really, really well. Very, very pleased with this. Again, just the portability and the fact that you don't see any cords here at all. Just the water hose. Now, what would be really kind of cool is if they could adapt a large water supply onto it, but the fact is, it would make it cumbersome, heavy, and not really practical. Very cool. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while, you may know that I have this cool water port tank. It's basically a portable pressurized water tank. It has a little pump at the top of it, and you can also pressurize it with a tire pump or an air compressor. And that holds, I believe, 2.5 gallons of water. Can't recall exactly. I've had a couple of these. This is the 2nd generation. It's got a little sprayer hose on it and everything. And some folks might say, can you adapt this to work with that? You really don't need to adapt it. You would simply take this and drop it into the top. You'd unscrew the top there and simply drop the siphon hose into that, and you could extract water from there. Of course, again, that carries about as much water as this does. I wanted to use this primarily to show you how much water it used, and you know, we started at the halfway point. But yeah, definitely did a good job. I can say, you know, the tire's not spotless, but that was kind of a greasy material they were using there, and it's a little bit harder to get off. And the fact is, this isn't terribly powerful, so you're not getting a tool that is designed to compete against your typical pressure sprayer or even a, you know, a residential model you might pick up from, you know, Lowe's or Home Depot. This is designed to be extremely portable and versatile, so that's the compromise. You don't get quite as much pressure, but you get a really convenient tool that doesn't apply too much water pressure to your RV, because that's the last thing you want. It's very easy to get water inside of your RV or even damage it if you're using a pressure sprayer on its higher pressure. So very, very cool product. And again, this is kind of the follow-up to the initial video I did where I just showed a quick little snippet of connecting this to a water bottle and seeing how far it went, but definitely got a lot more out of it with this plastic water container. If you're wondering how much it costs, it runs about 250 bucks. So it's not what I would consider to be extremely cheap, but at the same time, I think it's priced accordingly, especially considering the fact you get twin 40-volt batteries. So you can do quite a bit off of the batteries that come with it, and it comes with just about everything you need, including a bag to hold it in, as well as a detergent canister that can attach to it, and several different attachments. So this one has all the different spray attachments where you can, or at least the spray configurations where you just rotate it to change the spray pattern you're looking for. The one that's on here is kind of a fixed spray pattern. I can't really tell you what the degree angle is, probably like 20 degrees. But that's probably the most convenient, and it weighs the less, so if you're going to be lugging this around a little bit more, that might be the one you want to use. But yeah, it works really well. It comes with the charger and pretty much everything you need to get going. Anyways, guys, I'll put a link to this in the description of this video if this is something you may be interested in. If you are out and about and you're in an RV and you have access to bringing water back to your RV, or you have a tank that you carry with you, this is super convenient and it works pretty well. I'm not going to give it like a 10 out of 10 in terms of comparing it to traditional pressure sprayers, because it certainly doesn't have that type of power, but it's far better than what you might get out of a traditional spray hose, and it can really, you know, help you in a bind if you're trying to just clean up some areas before you hit the road. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.